guys, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about these two things. First of all, I'm going to talk about my Kindle TBR, which is a lot longer than I would have thought, but it has all of the books that people have loved and some which I have chosen myself. So I'm really excited to read them. And secondly, we're going to talk about my book haul, which is quite small but it has really interesting books. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about my Kindle TBR. First book on this list is, sorry if I have to look down because that's where my list is. So first of all, it is Zodiac Academy by Carolyn Packham and Susan Valenti. Now I have heard a lot of good things about it, a lot of bad too, but still, like, good things are more prevalent because I have loved Crave by Tracy Wolf. I think that book has a lot of mixed reviews, but people have loved how even cringy and guilty pleasure kind of book that was. So I think this one is kind of similar and it has a lot of thick books. So I don't know when I'm gonna begin the series, but the next one I've already started, which is Addicted series by Christine Beccarici. Yesterday I started the first book and I think I'm liking the writing style, but a lot of things are getting repeated in that, so I don't know. But I've heard that the third book is much more good in that series, so I think I'm gonna push through and read the first two books as quickly as I can. And thirdly, we have Jacksonville Ray series by Emily Rath. It starts with a novella, which is That One Night, although you would have heard about the series from the first book, which is Fucking Around. I don't know what it is about, but I've heard good things. Next, we have Campus Wallflower series by Rebecca Jenshak. The tropes in this series kind of sound exciting. Next book is Compared by Courtney, and this book I already started on my phone, but I didn't have my Kindle back then and I didn't finish it while I was reading it on my phone. So now that I know that it is on Kindle Unlimited, I'm gonna finish this book because I thought it was really nice. And next book is Blood Mercy by Vella Roth. Now it is quite popular, so you don't need my opinion on why I want to read this book. Next is A Deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. Now this one is a popular one as well. These books which I'm going to talk about now are some of the books that a lot of people have read and they became quite popular on Kindle, so I think I should read them as well. I don't know when I will get around to reading them because these are not only standalones but they have a lot of books, so I don't know. So let's go through them quickly. One of them is The Ever King by L.J. Andrews. Another one is Court of Ravens and Ruins by Eliza Ryan. And Blood and Steel by Helen. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm sorry about that. I have written it on my list that I can't pronounce her name, so just say that to you guys. Also, I want to read something by Cora Riley, so I think I'm going to start with Bound by Honor. I've heard mixed reviews, but I think altogether a lot of people love this series, so that one. And there is Entangled with Fear series by Tessonja Odette, and I have heard so many good things. All of the books in the series are fairy tale retellings, which I'm not a fan of. I think it is a unique concept. Let me tell you the reason. It is because whenever I think of a fairy tale, I don't want to think about a book I've read which distorted my opinion on that fairy tale or like changed my perception of some of the characters. I just like to believe in, happily ever afters. So I don't think that I love fairy tale retellings very much, but this is a series that I really want to start. I think I'm gonna start it sooner than other books. My priority is basically this series, Zodiac Academy series, and getting through Addicted series. So these are some of the books that I prioritize over the others, but I think that I will be reading all of these books at one point because I want to. And there's Trick by Natalie Jastel and Amari and the Night Brothers, which I've heard so many good things. It is a middle grade series and people have loved it. I don't know why when I think about this book, I just don't think that I will like it, but I want to give it a shot because a lot of people have loved it. Next book is Coach by Devney Perry. I want to read something by Devney Perry, so I put Coach in my TBR, so that is why. Two other books are A Love Letter to Whiskey, which I've heard that you should read this one instead of this one because this one is a lot longer and has much more content than this book. Like, these both are available on KU, so don't get confused or don't buy the wrong book, because the white cover one is the one you have to get and the one I'm gonna read. And there is 1111 by Michaela Schmitzer. I hope I said it right, but this book, I've heard that it is very good, but not a lot of people know about it. So thank me later after you have read it, and if you like it. If you don't, then don't come at me, because I don't know how it is, and I don't know at what time of life you are reading it, because it does affect your reading experience. So these were all of the books, I think. Yes. Now let's talk about all of the authors I want to try. First of all is Kennedy Ryan, and second is Mariana Zapata. Now there are some authors that I want to read more from, which is Penelope Douglas and MV Kasi, I think. Yes, these are the only two that I want to read more from. I thought I would want to read from Jenny Proctor, which I wrote, but when I finished the book I was reading by her, I didn't want to read anymore. If you want to know which book it was a holiday novella, and it is called Not So Alone for Christmas. Yeah. So you may not want to waste your time reading it. I liked it, but not so much. Now let's begin our book haul, which is not very huge as I'm making it to be, but let's get started. Beasts of Prey by Ayana Gray. Now I think the setting of this book is really good. It says the hunt begins, and this gives me a Far Wilder Magic vibes, which that book I loved. If you haven't read it, read it. Even though I did not know that it is a very character driven book, but I still enjoyed it very much, so you might as give that one a chance. But this one is having a lot of words, so I'm not gonna read this. You can if you want to. I hope it is clear. But Kosa was once a city of magic. Now magic is nothing more than a myth. We love to find lost things in fantasy books, and also this is a first book in a trilogy. Let's get to talking about the other two books that I got. You all know, if you watched my review over it, that I loved reading Cinderella is Dead, and while I was still reading it, I was just 50 to 60 pages into this book, and I already knew that I wanted to read more by this author, and I got to know that there are only two other books that she has written which are a part of a duology. So let's talk about them. First one is This Poison Heart, and second one is This Wicked Fate, and these are all by Kaylin Barron, and I'm so excited. I don't like the covers of these books because they are matte, and I think I prefer glossy books, and when I saw them I was kind of underwhelmed because these books are so small. But they look beautiful even together. I think the premise of this book is really good. Our female main character can grow plants by a single touch, and it has magic too, which we love. The back of it says, to break an ancient curse, she must let her power bloom. So I think the magic in this book is gonna grow in her, so I think these books will be really interesting to read. I'm so excited to start them. And also I am getting into YA fantasy recently. I've read a lot of YA books, and I think I like them more than adult fantasies, because nowadays you don't get a fantasy book without romance, and when romance is a major part of the book, I just don't enjoy that story very much, because it takes away from the complexities of a fantasy. I enjoy the adventurous portions of a book much better, so I think I'm gonna enjoy these. These are all YA fantasies, and yeah, this is my book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Let me know what books are on your Kindle TBR, or on your TBR in general, or books you have got that you are excited to read. All right, I'll see you guys in my next video. Until then, goodbye.